Welcome back and thank you for tuning into Albatross Barbecue. My name is Dave. Today we're going to be smoking a meat we have an abundance of here in Australia, kangaroo. Okay, so here's my kangaroo. Got 400 grams of kangaroo fillet here, bought from my local supermarket. Kangaroo is one of the leanest meats that you can possibly get. It's only 2% fat. So what that means when we cook it is we have to get it right. Medium rare is the way to serve it, because if you overcook it, it's going to be chewy. It's a very gamey meat as it is anyway. A lot of people here in Australia, they just slap it on the barbecue for 3 or 4 minutes. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and really cook it slowly so I can keep as much moisture in that kangaroo as possible. I'm going to throw some flavour in there. I'm actually going to cook the kangaroo in 2 different ways. The first way I'm going to cook the kangaroo is just rubbing a garlic rub on top, which is this one here. Whacking a little bit of rosemary on there as well. And what I'm going to do at the same time there is I'm just going to put some vegetable stock in a tray, as well as some bacon, and just let that slowly render. It's only going to be on a low heat, so the fat across the bacon isn't really going to render too much. But I'm going to whack it in there, wrap it up for the last 15 minutes, just to try and get some moisture into the kangaroo fillet. Then on the other one, I'm going to wrap it in bacon completely. Same rub, same process, but rather than putting it in the vegetable stock, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it in the bacon. I'm going to sear that right at the end, just for literally 1 to 2 minutes each side, to get that bacon just a little bit crispier. And I'm sure it's going to be absolutely outstanding. It's the first time I've ever tried to do it this way, so I'm pretty excited. Thanks for watching. So kangaroos, there's probably 1.7 kangaroos to every human being. There's about 57 million kangaroos over here in Australia, and the Australian government do their best to try and cull them, believe it or not. Not a lot of people like eating kangaroo because it is quite gamey, but it is bloody cheap. So these kangaroo fillets here, as I said, there's 400 grams. This sort of size steak would be double the price. This was only $14 Australian. If I had the same size steak here and it was a nice ribeye, you'd be looking at a good $30-ish at least. So it's cheap, and if we can cook it properly, it's going to be absolutely delicious. So as I said, I've got some garlic rub here, got some rosemary that I just want to throw on top. I've got some streaky bacon to try and just crispen it up a little bit as best I can, and then some vegetable stock. So let's go outside and get this cooking. Okay, we are ready to go. Got all my ingredients here. First things first, let's fire up the Traeger. So I've just turned this onto smoke mode. We'll get the smoke in and we'll be ready to rock. Okay, so the smoke is going to be running at very, very low heat to start with, about 190 degrees Fahrenheit. Usually low and slow with things like brisket, I do it at 225. This one even lower, mainly because I want to get some of the smoke flavour through these fillets before I crank the temperature up a little bit to get it up to an internal temperature of around 135 degrees. So first things first, let's get our kangaroo fillets out. As you can see, they're not too big, just like little steaks. What I'm going to do first is just put a little tiny bit of olive oil on each of them, just so the rub can have something to stick to. Don't need more than that. I'm just going to apply a gentle, generous amount of this rub here. As I said, it's very much garlic based, so it does have salt, pepper, cayenne, has a little bit of thyme. I'm going to put a little bit of extra rosemary on there because I do like it. Just coat all the sides. Okay, just going to leave that to chill for 5 minutes. So whilst these fillets are chilling, I'm just going to get my tray ready here, because I'm actually going to put the tray inside the smoker whilst these are cooking. that should put a little bit of extra moisture into the actual smoker as well. So first things first, we'll get a little bit of bacon. Put it right up against the sides. Now I'm not anticipating much to render at all because I am cooking at such a low heat. This is really just to give a little bit of extra flavour. As you can see here, just put it all around the sides. We're going to be putting in about 1.5 cups of this juice, or vegetable stock rather, okay? So I'll go and put that in the smoker right now. Alright, so they've been chilling now for about 5 minutes. I've added a little bit of rosemary to them as well, as I said I was going to do to all of them. Now for 2 of these, I'm going to wrap them in bacon, and with the other 2, I'm just going to leave them to sit there as they are when I put them in the smoker. So let's get some beautiful bacon here. Just going to wrap this around, like so. Doesn't matter if you don't get all of it, we'll cover it up there. But obviously do the best you can. If you want to, you can definitely put a little bit of a cocktail stick through it just to keep it in place. And I'll probably go and get that any moment once I finish wrapping these, just to keep it all in place. Like so. So now I'm just going to get some cocktail sticks, poke these in so they look a little bit neater. And these are now ready to go in the smoker. So as you can see, been chilling here, as I said, for about 5-10 minutes now. One's wrapped in bacon, both at the same rub. Just going to cook them a little bit differently. And here we go. So all the kangaroo fillets sitting in the smoker. I've got my bacon and my vegetable stock there. Just getting a bit of moisture into the barrel, and they're the ones with the bacon wrapped around it. We're going to leave them now for about half an hour. I'll come and check on them, maybe give them a little spray, and then turn it up to 225. Alright, this feels very, very tender. I'm sitting at 133, 134 as you can see there. I'm just going to put it back in here probably just for another 5 minutes. It still feels very, very tender, which is what I want. 135, but just still going to just give it 5 more minutes and then we'll be ready to go. Internal, we're creeping up now to 132 degrees. I'm just going to pull this off in 2 minutes and then I'm going to sear it. Beautiful. Bit slow in it, somebody. So we've seared the bacon, as you can see here, on these 2 fillets. Now we'll just get the fillets out of the foil. It's been sitting in all the vegetable stock. Now I want to slice them. And as you can see in the middle here, we have pretty much perfect medium rare kangaroo. So tonight we're actually having our kangaroo with some mashed potato and some vegetables. Just in the interest of this video not being too boring, let's just try a little bit of the kangaroo wrapped in bacon, and that's my job. So kangaroo wrapped in bacon with garlic, bacon. Let's give it a go. That is the best kangaroo I ever had in my life. You've got to try it. Wrapped in the bacon is absolutely delicious. I haven't had this one yet, but I've got no doubt it's going to be just as good. Absolutely outstanding. Give it a go, everybody. Enjoy the smoke.